Hi there and welcome to another video. I'm Christy from Cupcake Dazzle and I'm going to show you how to make these cupcake and ice cream shaped cookies. They are so adorable and super easy to make. So if you're interested to see what was in our August subscription box, keep on watching. If you're unsure of what Cupcake Dazzle is, it is a monthly baking subscription box. And this is our August activity. So our cookies are already baked and ready to decorate. And when I work with cookies, I found the easiest way to decorate the cookies is to have it on a paper plate, or for instance, we're using a cake board. But it's easy because I can decorate my cookies and then move them. I don't have to handle them and pick them up, which sometimes you might touch the icing, and just handling it might mess it up. So definitely I recommend to use a paper plate or a cake board, something that you can just easily move and then decorate the rest of your cookies. So when working with royal icing, there's two different kinds when you're making it up. You can make an outline or you can make it into a picture or flood icing. Here's the royal icing done. This is going to be our outline icing, and you can tell the kind of the consistency. It's not on the thinner side as flood icing would be, and you can add any kind of color to it. The main thing is when you're making royal icing, if you walk away from your bowl or say you have extra icing in there, you always want to make sure to cover up with a damp dish towel, or it doesn't dry out, or dry up I should say, and just make sure to always have it covered. But this is going to be what an outline icing would look like, the kind of consistency, and I will kind of show you on with a spatula. So there is our outline icing. So here's my flood icing, and what I did was I added some more water. What you want to do is take the icing that you made in the mixer and then you can separate it, and I added coloring to it, and then you want to take your spatula and just kind of run it under water, or you can even add little teaspoons by teaspoon, because you want to make it into like a thinner consistency. As you can tell, it is a lot thinner than the regular icing or the outline and the decorating icing that we made up in the mixer. And a good tip to have is you want it to peak, so it should be a 10-second peak, meaning that when I go like this, it should go into itself in 10 seconds, and that is perfect royal icing. Our cookies are ready to decorate, and I'm going to use my outline icing that I made up, and I'm just going to squeeze and follow the shape of the cookie cutter. As you can see, I'm kind of squeezing and holding my tip up and just letting the outline just kind of lay on the cookie. I'm just going to connect that. What this outline is going to do is when we use our flood icing to flood where the cone is, it's not going to go over the cookie or run off. Now I'm going to go do my cupcake, and I'm going to do, let's see, a brown liner for this one. And I'm just going to do the same thing, just outline where it would go. It's really, really simple to do. And I'm using my number 2 tip for the outline and my disposable bag. And this color is the chocolate brown AmeriColor gel that was in the box this month. So now I'm going to use my flood icing, and this is in the squeeze bottle that we included this month. I love these squeeze bottles when working with royal icing. It's perfect for the flood icing, and you just kind of cut the tip, and it's so easy because you can just squeeze the icing out and then just spread it around. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to squeeze and use the nozzle of the squeeze bottle just to kind of spread it around to fill up where I would want the flood icing to go. It's great when you're working with kids too, when they're helping out or baking cookies, because they can handle it really easily and squeeze, and it's just a really, really fun technique when working with cookies. Alright, so now it's done, and you might notice a little air bubble right there. That's where the toothpicks come in handy, so I'm just going to simply kind of pop it and then just smooth it out. And that is so easy to do. Or if you have a mistake, say you wanted to go back and correct something, the toothpicks are great to have when working with icing. And I'm going to do, let's see, I'll use a pink icing for the top of the cupcake. So I'm going to outline, again, just like I did with my bottom for the liner, right around the top of the cupcake. Just follow the lines and squeeze. As you notice, my tip's kind of up in the air. It's really helpful when outlining because it helps with the control. So you just kind of move it where you want it to go, keep squeezing, and just pipe it on. So now I have the top, and I'm just going to, again, go back with my flood icing, and I'm going to fill this up. I'm just going to, again, swirl it around and make sure all of it is coated. Real easy to do. And I want sprinkles on my cupcakes, because who would not want sprinkles? That's always my favorite part of a cupcake. And you're just going to sprinkle some of the sprinkles on. Do it while it's still wet, because you want the sprinkles to adhere to the cupcake icing. So this is really easy to do, and kids will love this part. And of course, we can't forget a cupcake without a cherry on top. So I'm just going to take our chocolate pearl and put that right on top and let that to dry. We're going to come back for the liner to do the little lines for the liner once this is dried. You don't want to pipe the liner or the lines kind of going down like this cupcake just yet, because what will happen is the icing will kind of go down into the other icing since it's not dry. So we will do that and let that sit. Now I'm going to go back to my ice cream cone here, and I'm just going to fill it again just like I did with the cupcake over here, and just kind of squeeze and fill in, just like coloring in the lines. Real easy, except we're using icing. Alright, now that that is done, I'm going to pipe for my ice cream, and I'm going to do it for vanilla, because that is my favorite kind of ice cream. You can do chocolate, you can do strawberry, anything. And again, you're just going to outline where the shape of the cookie is. Now we're going to flood it with our vanilla ice cream or our white royal icing. This is such a fun activity for kids to do for like a ice cream or Candyland party, but who would not want to make ice cream and cupcake cookies? I just think these are so cute and make such a fun activity to do with the kids on a summer day, or even if you're having an ice cream party or ice cream social. These are so cute. Alright, now that that is done, I'm going to take our rainbow nonpareils and put them on our ice cream cone. And just again, we're going to do what we did with the cupcake, and then just sprinkle them on where you want them to go. And we're going to go back with our cherry. I'm going to put a little bit there. There we go. It is so cute and fun to do. And we're going to let this sit and then come back and do the cone just like we're going to do for the ice cream or for the cupcake wrapper. So stay tuned, and we're going to let this dry. So now we went ahead and we iced all of our ice cream and our cupcake cookies, and we're going to go back with the cone accent. As you can see here, it's almost like a three-dimensional look. So our flood icing has dried and I can touch it. Usually I would say for it to be completely dried, I would wait at least 12 hours, or if you decorate your cookies and then overnight the next night or the next day come back and package them. Sometimes with royal icing it looks like it's dry, but if you press into it, your fingerprint will go through. So I would let it sit for a few hours so it would dry. But for this, I would, since you're going over, it can still be a little bit wet or not dry completely, and you're gonna go and do the accent. So what I usually say is probably about like a half hour to an hour. You could wait for this to kind of semi-dry and then go back and ice with the cone decoration. So how I did this is I'm just going to take my number 2 tip with my royal icing in the brown, and I'm just going to pipe diagonal lines across just like an ice cream cone would have, and space them evenly. Really, really easy to do. There's no right or wrong. Just gonna go down as you would with the ice cream cone. Now I'm gonna go the opposite way and pipe so it kind of has that look that an ice cream cone would have. And just go back and forth. These are so cute. And then we'll finish off one right there. So there it is, our little ice cream. So here's a cupcake that I did, and I used the wet on wet technique. And what that is the flood icing. If you notice that the polka dot is not three-dimensional, it looks like it is all one piece. So, you know, I can touch it and it's not three-dimensional. It's actually in the icing. And what that is it's the flood icing, and before it sets up, you just use flood icing again to make any kind of design. And in this case, we use polka dots. So what I'm going to do is I have my cupcake here that I iced for the liner, and it hasn't set up yet. So I'm going to take my flood icing in the pink, and I'm just going to do the same design of polka dots. So I'm just going to squeeze, and if you notice, it'll start to go into the icing. This is really, really easy to do if you want to do kind of like a design on your liner. You can do stripes, you could do anything, but I'm a polka dot gal, so I like polka dots. So this is what you want to do before the icing sets up, so it will actually kind of make it all as one smooth kind of look. Really, really easy to do. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you learned some new techniques if you didn't know how to pipe and decorate cookies with royal icing. It may seem intimidating, but it is so easy and it's fun to do. If you're interested in Cupcake Dazzle, check out our website, cupcakedazzle.com.